Hello and welcome to another Kemetic Byte. I'm your host, Sharon. I got a question a while ago from Jessica Stanley asking what kind of experience have I personally had with set. And I thank you for your patience. I waited to answer this question because I've been working over the last few months to get something ready to incorporate in that answer. You might recall in an earlier episode, also a while back, I mentioned that working with characters when you're a writer is somewhat like working with deities. When you are a writer and you get to a point where you know a character well enough, it's as though they suggest the dialogue or the action that they're going to do themselves. You're hearing them in much the way that you would hear a deity. And that's how Set first started speaking to me, was as a character, specifically as the villain in a story I decided to write. Now, before you balk at the idea of Set as a villain, that's not a disparaging thing. Remember, I'm a Gen Xer, we love villains. A lot of my favorite characters are villains. For example, you've seen this guy here in the background of a lot of videos. I call him my favorite photobomber, but there's two of them here. Let's see, 1 and 2. These are 2 cells in sequence from the original Transformers series, and this is G1 Megatron. Usually he's over here. Galvatron, Starscream in a very cute form, Sesshomaru, Colonel Zex from Gundam Wing. You kind of get the idea here. I like a lot of characters that are villains. And that's okay, because in a story, the hero is only as good as his villain. If Megatron wasn't mean and nasty, then Optimus Prime wouldn't have anything, to struggle against. And that's also true in ancient mythology. If you think about what we call the myth of kingship, Horus is the hero of the story. Those two words are not really connected. Some people have said they are, that hero comes from Heru. That's, not a direct link there. But Heru, or Horus, is the hero of the story, and Set is his villain. And that's what I draw from for the manga that I draw. I first started work on this, it was in the early double aughts, and I have 2 issues worth. I printed these myself. This is issue 1, this is issue 2. I have more of the story scripted. It's just taking the time to draw it and then have them printed up and all that is very involved. But I have these available on Etsy, and what I'm going to show you at the end of this video is a trailer for that manga. Funny thing, talking about that manga and where I go back and explain the myth of kingship and what happened to Osiris, and then how Horus was born, and all of those things. That story is kind of recapped in the manga, and when I first got onto the House of Nature boards way back in 2005, I remember mentioning that, and the devotees of Set there raised a hue and cry and said, oh, well, he's not really like that at all, and he only very reluctantly killed Osiris, and it was because the other gods decided they needed a god of the underworld, and then Jehudi suggested it, and what I would have to say now is, look, stop before you hurt yourself. You're ruining the story here. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. Anyway, so you can also say that Set kept me out of the House of Nature, because I was about tearing my hair out after that, exchange, and said, okay, if they're trying to rewrite an ancient myth here, then I really don't need to be a part of this. So, I didn't start to really work with Set in a devotional way. I got to know people later who are devotees of Set, and got to hear about their experiences, and I came to appreciate how Set, interacted with them, and has, taken care of, the ones that, if he calls you one of his own, then, don't take that lightly. For me, I guess, you can say that he speaks to me from an artistic standpoint, and makes sense because I'm an artist, and Set's just fun to draw. This is his canine form, canine-ish, And this is a promotional thing that I had printed up for Eye of Horus. And you'll get to hear his voice, provided by my lovely husband, in the trailer coming up. So, now I work with Set a little bit. Not primarily because I work much more with Osiris, so there's kind of a, professional courtesy there. But Set does act as a guardian. And here's your vocabulary word for the day, apotropaic. That means something that frightens away evil. And it's something that, ancient societies made great use of. And, children certainly can appreciate that. It's something that's big and nasty that can scare away other things that are big and nasty. See, for me, as a child, Galvatron was my big and nasty puka, I guess, that scared away negative things. And that's what Set did. And if you think about it, who's the one who stands at the front of the Sunbark and, fights away the evil one? It's Set. And so you can say in our house, Galvatron has some backup. As a matter of fact, another bit of artistic inspiration, this is the figure that I have of Set, and I sculpted this out of clay and gave him a metal scepter. And not quite like his manga form, but that's what I had in mind when I was sculpting him. So, Set speaks to me as an artist, because that's what I do. And I think what I would want to iterate to people is, yes, he still had a role, in certain myths as the bad guy, but that's okay. You gotta love your bad guys. And, of course, he wasn't always a bad guy. Kind of like in Japanese anime. If you'll notice, like in Gundam Wing, or with Zex, or in Inuyasha with Sesshomaru, he started out as a very nasty character, but the further along you go in the series, you find out more about his motivations and why he did certain things, and then sometimes he would do something that was helpful. That's kind of how I see Set. And that's actually how I intend to, develop him in the manga. So, I think this is as good a point as any to sign off from here and let you see the trailer. Enjoy.
Humans have forgotten how much power they possess and how to control it. Humans want us. They need us to rule them.
O spirits of the earth, we gather tonight with pure minds and good intentions.